episode of Independent Artists Unite song series. I begged him. I had to beg him to come back so soon. Kid Barrett, the legend.
Thanks, man. Thanks for inviting me back.
Dude, I can't stop listening to this song.
Me either.
That's why I can't. I just like, and I tried to get Misery in on. I said, hey guys, come on. I know that's not his thing. And then I said, dude, please come. Selfishly, I love this song so much. I want to talk about it.
Yeah, of course,
It's so
man.
fucking good, man.
What do you like most about it?
Well, there's so many tasty things in it. It's like, first of all, I love just that little sample, the woman sample in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
And right, boom, drops it right in. It's just like,
It's
it's so
disruptive.
hip. Yeah, it's so hip. I mean, it almost reminds me of something that could be on that Radiohead album. What was the one that had it Idiotech on it? Or
Kid A.
Kid A, yeah, Kid A. It almost sounds like something on Kid A, except your voice gives it the organic quality, where that all sounds more machine-like and kind of, yeah, it sounds more artificial.
I love that.
Like that
I
album.
love that reference.
I love Kid A. Kid A is I think it's like my favorite radio album.
I think you might have mentioned that last time.
But
It's funny that you said that because I had to tap into like indie for this one. I was like, I really want to have like a indie, and then he was kind of bringing like the pop, like you said, like with the sample of the girl and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think he added that last minute, but I just love that song right away. So Misery and I have been working for about a year now. We just like decided to work together, and I helped with some songs for him, and this is what came out. Like he threw me some things like this, and I was like, as soon as I heard this one, I was like, oh dude, I like this. Like I like how it just drops you right in, like you said.
Yeah.
Drops you right in, pulls you in.
But there's something about the vibe too, just something about, I mean, too, it's quite sparse, really, it's like tastefully sparse, and simple. But I just love the sound of that bass. I love the sound of the drum. And then it really could be just like, I mean, it could be like a very run-of-the-mill song, except it is your vocal that is like, I mean, dude, I honestly, I believe that you are like one of the greatest rock vocalists going today. Honestly.
Dude, what the hell?
No, I really believe that, man.
You're awesome.
Believe that. There's no one that can sing like that, because usually when people go that high, like if I try to go that high, it instantly sounds like, Chris Cornell on Razor Blades, or it's either that or it sounds like someone's on helium, like the kid from
oh my God.
Greta Van Fleet or something.
But I believe it has a lot to do with range, right? Like a lot of our ranges are just specific to our own tone.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally your instrument. Yeah,
exactly. And I do see that I have my voice as an instrument, and I do use it that way. I a lot of the layering like we do on vocals, it's basically like chords, right? We're just building chords with our voice,
Yeah.
So, dude, what a fucking compliment, man. Thank you. I still can't.
No, man, I mean, there's I mean, you could hear it in your speaking voice too, but it just the tone just slices through.
Gotcha.
All that
it
stuff,
cuts
you know what
right
I mean?
through.
Yeah. It's almost like like when I sing, it's like this smooth kind of thing, and sometimes like James, who produced this, is our friend James K. Eldridge. He has to rough it up a little bit so it cuts through all the
add a little grit to it.
Exactly.
That's cool. I love that.
But it's just like, I don't know, it cuts so well, but it's like man. And it's there's you I mean, you emote so much, you know what I mean?
That's a thing too. Like, so last time you asked me what's a record that like helped you get through, and I did mention Seosin, but I after I got off, I was like, wait, dude, like I'm like the biggest Linkin Park fan. And
Okay.
his the whole thing of what you're saying, like rock vocalists, and I didn't realize how many people were influenced by him until he passed,
Mm,
sadly. Um, and I realized so many metal vocalists came out and were like, "Oh, dude, love him." Like Slipknot was like giving tribute to Linkin Park, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" I always thought like people were kind of like bag on them or whatever, but I'm like, he influenced a lot of people, and like I think he got me through a lot of like being able to emote and get that feeling out of you, like
mm, mm, mm.
I don't know, like when songs break out, like at the end of like shut up, what is it? Shut up. Shut up. It's like a lot of that new metal vibe. I grew up in that new metal era, so,
Yeah.
I'm able to emote with my voice, I think, and I love that. There's something about performances like what's really cool writing that song. The minute I heard it, I was like, wait, this kind of reminds me of that Roik song. You know them, Roiksa,
No, no, I don't know that. No.
or I'm sure if I'm saying it right. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you've heard a couple of their songs.
Okay.
It's these two dudes, and they're a producer duo.
Okay.
But it's this song that used to be in a Geico commercial, for the caveman. Do you remember the caveman? And he's like in the airport, and it's like, everywhere I go, there's always something to remind me of another place in time. So that song, would hear it as a kid, and then I
Oh yeah.
obviously, like, I looked more into the group, and they're just a great production duo. Um, but listen, and did you find what you came for? Oh, everywhere I go, there's always something to remind me. Kind of like the same. I don't know. It reminded me of
Okay.
that,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
funny
yeah,
because
yeah.
the name of the song is "Remind Me." So that's so
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, because
So
it does have that like sing song
na, na,
vibe.
na,
Yeah.
na, yeah, like na, na,
And I
yeah.
love that
So
just in
it's
that
like that's
melody
the
that you
first thing that
yeah.
hit me. But then I was like, I want to kind of give it like that indie, like nostalgic kind of vibe, and that's where the emotion really took over. And oh man, once that chorus hits, it's over, right? It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
breaks through. And when I showed it to Misery, I wasn't sure, like I just write. I just like I go with the first thing that comes to my mind, and the first thing that like will actually tickle my palate.
Mhm.
Like I actually like when I write, I like to write in a way that I'm like, would I listen to this? Would I actually like
Yeah, yeah.
what's something that would make me like turn my
Mm,
head and jerk or stop and be like, what is this song?
mm,
And that's kind of what I want to do with that effect with my voice.
yeah.
Uh, there was just like there's been moments like that, like with from live performances, like sometimes when like a certain note hits or a live solo, like when you just start soloing live, it's like that grabs everyone or
Mm.
really makes people move closer or whatever. I kind of like that effect, with the voice. So I really wanted to give it that indie rock feel, and I mean, he loved it. As soon as I showed it to him, he was like, "Oh, this is great, dude. This is great. The chorus is insane." And I'm like, "Is it really?" But then it did get stuck in my head for like I can't. I honestly like. I'm still listening to it now because we all worked on it together with Misery and
Mm.
James. So it was really cool having us all three in the chat, just like hashing it out. Hey, what do
Yeah,
we
yeah,
like
yeah.
about this? Blah blah blah. And it's a fun thing, dude. Like when you have three guys that are just all looking for the same thing.
Mm,
Oh, it's an awesome process. You know that. It's really
yeah.
cool.
I
When
mean,
you do collabs.
do you also find too, because I find too, like with the collabs, it's more fun. It's somehow more fun to keep listening to it after it comes out. You know what I mean? Like when it's
Once
just
it's
me,
done.
I can get a little sick of it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. And I
But
think
when
what
it's a
happened with
collab, you
me,
hear other people in there, and it's like, oh, it's like
yes,
visiting your friends, to listen to.
exactly. And then what happened with this one was that we worked on it, and I think we got to a good spot, a really comfortable spot, and then we like sat on it for like a week, and then Misery decided to drop it. So then I hadn't heard it for like a week or so.
Okay.
So then when it dropped, I was like, oh, I was kind of like excited for it myself, you know. I'm like, wait, what did we land on? You know, like what was the last thing we all decided on?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
when it played, I was like, oh man, this is just great. Like I just I'm saying that in the sense as like a producer in it, a writer, and like having hands in on like the final mixing and stuff, being like, wow, this actually turned out really cool. I'm just happy about the performance, you know.
Mm.
Like it's a like you said, it's a great vocal, and I don't know, your voices are gonna change, you know, like your voice changes as you get older, and it's just gonna be something cool to look back at and be like, this shit sounds cool, you know. Like
Yeah.
I was able to get to that register at that, you know, and but well, here's the thing, like I've been singing maybe for about in bands for about just 10 years, maybe in bands. But
Yeah.
like I've been making music or learning music for longer, but uh and honestly, dude, like that was my fear back then. I was like, I don't want to get worse, you know, like and to be honest, over the last 10 years, I feel like I have more control over my instrument now.
Mm.
um I do you know, I do tend to smoke, but I try to not smoke. I'm very like careful, like say if I'm about to record or if I have a performance that day, I try to like regulate what I do vocal wise, you know.
Mm, mm,
And so
mm.
that's a big thing, like for vocalists, you know, it's like the warm-ups are important, the you know, having your tea with honey is important. Sometimes, dude, like I learned a fun trick. I think, not sure if like they said George Harrison was doing this or Clapton. One of the old '60s guys was doing this.
Mhm.
But you just get honey. Like I take like about a shot of honey before I'm about to sing. Just straight raw honey. Like I mean, first of all, I love it. You know, I just like eating honey sometimes. But I'll squirt like a big fucking glob of honey, and that's supposed to like coat your throat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So just like a little tip that I did. I'm like, and I tried it this whole time. I've been trying it like over the last like sessions that I've done, and I'm like, feels good, feels comfy, and just coats your throat a little better, gives you a little better run on it. But yeah, man, I'm so happy that we got to speak about it because um like like I said, I was half of the writing. Misery did the music on it, and we just kind of we went back and forth, and I'm just happy because like I said, I really liked we've worked on a batch of songs, by the way, and
Mm.
there's I know that he's still working on them and slowly gonna put them out when he feels like they're ready, you know. But out of the last two that we dropped, I really enjoyed those two. So I'm like,
Mm.
oh, I told him, I'm like, thanks for dropping this one, man. Like, you know, because I really enjoy this one. And he's like, dude, we're doing them all. And I'm like, oh shit. So expect more
Oh,
Misery and
awesome. Yeah.
collabs for sure.
Well,
But
I mean, what I mean, it is a fantastic vocal, but what I hear, like, you know, hearing your stuff over time is that
mm,
you're just like in it, you know, you're just like I think there's just more dynamics and more
mm,
emotion I'm hearing. With this one, it's just like it's just like a fun ride, you know what I mean? It's like a roller coaster ride, your vocal, and it's just fun to um and then I keep hearing little things like right in the verse and it
yeah.
then are you also going
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
little bit,
So
right?
here's the fun. So you're a Larry guy. So I'll give you that the bits of that. I did the regular vocal, which is just life it takes a turn, is
Yeah.
it for the world? And I also have a track that's doing takes a turn, is it for the world?
I thought I heard just a little, yeah.
Because I love falsettos too, you know. Like I don't know, I had a teacher that was like, either you fucking do them right or don't do them at all. Falsettos, that's the rule for falsettos, you know. Because it's like very funny when you don't do it right. You can sound like, you know, like a fucking cartoon character, like a Muppet or some shit.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
But if you can really try to match, I think with your own voice, doing your own falsettos, it kind of blends together nicely. And if you notice what they did there, because I think they didn't want the falsettos running through the whole verse, they bring
Yeah.
them in and they take them out. They bring
Yeah.
them in, take it out.
Yeah,
So
there's
there's
like a
that little
call, there's
thing
like a
happening
call and
there.
answer with the falsetto. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know what's funny?
And just a little
James and
bit.
I have this trick. James and I have this trick that where we do like a whisper track as well.
Mm.
So like sometimes like in the pre-chorus or something, like I did like a the sky so
Oh, okay.
young, you know.
See,
So
see?
that
Yeah, I
becomes
mean,
like this like wind in the track once like if
I
it's
mean,
recorded
I love that too. I love that how the pre-chorus it dumps
right.
into this vibe, and it's just like a soundscape, and that
Dude, I was listening to a lot
stays
of Deftones, man.
young. Oh yeah, I can hear that a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right there. That part
See
is
your
very Chino.
face.
Yeah, this guy's so young.
Oh
I
yeah, 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 yeah,
so
yeah. I can hear that a
good.
bit. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, so those were the influences. Like I had Royksop for like the beginning part to kind of just like, wow, this is reminding me of the song Remind Me. During that part there, I was like, oh, it's cool how it just stops. The pre-chorus, it just kind of like leaves you floating, like you're dangling in midair, you know? And
Yeah.
I told him that, and I was like, I kind of that's why I thought about the skies. So you're just kind of like dangling in the air,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
And then right when that honestly, dude, I was hearing it on headphones the other day, and when the bass comes in, it's just like I'm just proud of
Well, it's
what
so
they
effective too that you like
yeah.
you pick up the chorus verse with your first with your vocal,
It has to
and
be right on the dot.
yeah, and that's so effective there because it's like just hanging, see your
It's like
face.
it's
It's
the
just
same.
yeah, exactly.
Boom.
It's
Dude,
so good.
honestly, when I heard it on headphones, I was like, oh shit, it just blasts you, you're in back
Mm,
again. Like, so yeah,
yeah.
I love that, man. Like I said, great production on Misery's side. Um, I wrote most of the lyrics and like kind of like did the like you said, the dynamics within the song, and then James, man. James just to be honest, he just
I can
comes
hear
in,
him. I can hear James in there.
you
Yeah.
can hear it, and he comes in and just kind of like wraps it in a fucking nice little tinsely bow, you know?
Yeah, I was
And it's
gonna mention
perfect.
it. I know it's a James thing too. That last little like vacuum seal,
Like, I love that.
and
I
then it
love it.
drops right down to. I love it.
Oh
So
man.
good.
Yeah, just really good song. I like I said, it's just when
But can you recite the lyrics? Because some of the lyrics I'm not getting, and I was searching for the lyrics, but I
oh
can't find
okay.
them.
So it's just life it takes a turn. Is it for the worst?
Yeah.
And did you find what you came here for? I might just ride the wave until I go insane, as I've been looking for something more.
Oh, okay.
So it's like as I've been looking for something
Something
more.
more. Okay.
Yeah, the sky's so young.
That's
I
so young.
see your face.
That's such
It's
a
the
beautiful line.
same.
That's such a beautiful
Oh
line.
man,
The
thank you,
sky's so
man.
young. I mean,
The sky's so young. Cause and you know
so
what's I love
beautiful.
that line because when you think about it, like you can date the ground, you know?
Mm,
You can do carbon dating on like the earth and the crust and stuff. And
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
well, this is this old, you know, this is this old, but the sky is like a baby, you know? It's just like
yeah.
it's just still it has no age, you know. So I think that's funny.
Yeah, and then
Um,
right into I see your face.
I see your
Yeah,
face.
trailing off.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
It's kind of supposed to it's supposed to be very stony, you know. It's like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
shit, like great gig in the sky, like
yeah,
oh
exactly.
shit, oh I
Yeah.
see some, you know, super stony, but
And then the
yeah,
chorus comes
I
in
think
with
it's the same.
it's the same.
Don't you call out my name in
And
vain.
then yeah.
Um, nothing's what is it? Nothing's changed. Just the thought of your wait. Sorry, it's the same. Don't you call out my name in vain. Nothing's changed. Just the thought of you there is strange.
Oh,
It
okay.
really turns my brain.
Oh, turns my brain. Okay,
Really
yeah, yeah,
turns my
yeah,
brain.
yeah.
And
Nice.
then
Okay. Then
I
the second
feel
verse.
it all. And then it goes back into that like dangly part. I feel it all. Don't lose my heart. So it's like I'm trusting you with this. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
feel it all. I feel everything. Like I told you, very stony, very like acid trip. Like,
Yeah,
whoa,
it
feeling
is, but
everything,
it's
you
some
know?
it's I mean it has that stony vibe, but there's like an innocence in there too. you
And
know,
that's the
that
romantic part. That's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
don't,
because it's like no matter how cool you think you are, right? You think
yeah.
you got all the shit down in life, whatever, you know,
Mhm.
as soon as your heart gets ripped out of your chest, we're
It's like
all
boom.
we're all you know, we're all
And I mean, it's part
we're
of
all
art,
reduced to
right?
nothing. Yeah.
It's part of art, getting your heart broken
Yeah.
sometimes, and kind of
Yeah.
like building yourself back up. And so I think it's cool. So yeah, I like that. And then it just says it again. A lot of references there, like for example, like the in vain, the whole like it's the same, don't you call, oh, like, oh, sorry, the last part I was gonna say, it really turns my brain, that part.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a Ramones callback to my brain is hanging upside
Oh,
down.
okay. Yeah.
Bonzo goes to Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of like, I'm always just pulling. I
Mhm.
never want to copy, but I'm always getting inspired by things that I've heard or that I'm thinking about. And like I said, at that moment last year, I was like just working on a lot of songs. And believe it or not, right in between these working on these songs with him, I wrote Sex Club. So I was just like on this like
Oh, wow. Yeah.
boom, boom. I wrote this. Okay, I wrote this Demon Sex Club all in the matter of like a week or two, dude.
Wow.
But it's like with Misery and myself as well. Like
Yeah.
I guess it's just good. I've just stayed. I was mining a lot. I compared to like mining or like fishing. I was just out there a lot. I'm out there a lot. And that's what came from it. And I was just happy. I was on a good week there, man. Like to be looking back, I was just like, what a great week that was. Like I pulled a lot of cool songs out.
And
And
when you guys are both in LA, do you get together in person and work on stuff, or is
so
it all
like
sending
usually
stuff
if I'm
back and forth?
busy, yeah, like because right now I'm trying to be there more. I'm just getting myself set up to be there almost every as much as I can, shows and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, like right now I've been when I go there, I've been kind of like tight on time. But he shows up to the shows all the time. Like he's never not there. And that's the thing with Misery and I, like we go back to high school.
Oh, is that
We went
right?
to high
Oh,
school together.
cool.
Yeah, we went to high school together, and we met like through mutual friends. But then I was already getting started in music in high school, so he always was at the shows back then.
Mm.
Like it's funny. I've gone through old pictures and I see Misery there, and I'm like, oh shit, that's funny, because we're all kind of from the same friend group, overall
Yeah.
bigger
Yeah.
friend
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
But I think he just recently started producing not that long ago. But picking, he's like, yeah, I don't know, just like I feel like people pick stuff up fast now, and I'm seeing it through him. I'm like, it's really cool. And a lot of
Yeah.
our other people in our little scene, people are just like really good at what they're doing, and they're really paying attention to details, and it's just showing, like these songs are gonna stick around for a long time because we're really all paying attention to our craft and our details, and I think it's just great, man. Like,
Yeah.
um, I'm
Yeah.
excited that it got such a good reception. Like you hit me up, a couple other people hit me up, and then he even told me like a lot of people are like hitting me up about it. And I'm like, dude, yeah, like it's a really good song. Like we really went hard on this one. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so I'm just excited that I get to put out my Kid Barrett stuff, and then on the side, I still get to do something a little more like edgy or because collabing, that's what it's all about. Like my voice can basically turn itself into, like you said, like any if anything that rock and roll needs, or like whatever. Because if you notice, I start off the song with the and then I was listening to them, like I was kind of trying to recreate like church bell, like like church bells, like
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's just, man, you know how it is. It's a playground when you're making music,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
gotta have fun.
I really feel that in this one. Like I said, it's like a roller coaster ride. It's just a fun
Yeah,
ride, and you just ride your voice all the way through, starting with woo, and then
thanks.
it's
I
just
suggested bringing it back in. If you notice, it kind of comes back in like way at the end, like the very processed and like
oh yeah.
digitized and stuff, and it's kind of like pushed to the back. But I suggested that too because I kind of heard it. I was like, what if we bring that back? So that's what's a fun part about being in like a group, like I said, of like creators, because it's like we're all just kind of throwing our own ideas in, and we test everything, man. Like it's almost like we leave no stone unturned, and then eventually we're like, we all end up agreeing sonically on what
Mm.
feels right and really translates the song,
I don't know why I'm always so impressed with um like a song like this, because especially having three people on it, and you are able to preserve the simplicity of it, and also the that it's compact. It's not that long. I mean, you could go. I mean, even that last thing that comes in at the end, it's almost like a brass sound. I was
Yeah.
like, let's go, bring it
You're
up.
like, let's do it again.
But
But can I
yeah,
tell you something?
I mean, you can tell that's what I do. I can't resist. I'm always like, it's going for the biblical ending, epic.
It's like boom.
But
Oh yeah.
it's
James and
so
I, have you
easy.
noticed that
So
we like
it
that?
just comes down,
Yeah. Have you
and
noticed that?
like
I noticed you
you
do
think it's
that
gonna
too.
build up and then comes back down. It's so sweet. Yeah.
You're a big fan of the build-up, right?
Yeah.
In your music. I do that too. I like last chorus is like
Yeah.
all guns ho,
Yeah.
Kind of throw everything at the wall. But sonically, yeah, it's just I think we love doing that.
Yeah.
So about compact songs, man, that's really funny you say that, because I feel like that's what's been making me want to listen to it more, is
Mm.
the fact that it's and I'm not for like let's just chop every song and make it small, I'm
Yeah.
all about give the song what it needs. But what I've realized like recently with my more recent songs is since they're faster, they end faster as well.
Mm.
If the BPM is like faster, then it's gonna end sooner. It's gonna end like at 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever. As to if you're like at a 80 beats per minute or something, it's gonna probably go over the 3 minute or 4 minute, whatever. But I think that's why I've been hearing it so much, because I'm like, I hear the chorus twice and I want to hear it one more time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to hear this again. Like, what the hell? And it's such a quick ride that before you know it, you're at the drop again. It's really cool, man. Honestly, man, I've just been really happy with where, like what you're saying. Uh, you know, he brought the song to me, the audio, just the music, like the idea, and I heard it right away. I was like, "There's potential here," like, and I feel like that's what you're hearing is that once I had that song in my possession, he isn't changing much more till after he gets my part back,
Mm.
and I wrote the lyrics,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and so and basically like tried to see if like we can put life into it, right? The
Mm.
way I see it is like kind of like giving it like the shock thing, like
Well, you gave it the rock star treatment too, because
so that's what I did.
I could see like a regular like vocalist. I could see them doing a and stopping there, but you do the hey,
Oh my
what I
god.
love about you. That's what I love about you. That sets you apart. Doing that.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, man.
I love
Um,
that.
so, but I'm telling you, and once he heard that chorus, he was like, "I love it, I love it," and I was like, "Oh shit!" But I'm telling you, I think maybe it's just that I'm so used to like I don't know, just thinking about hooks and stuff, thinking about hooks all the time, or listening to hooks, or listening to a new song with a new hook, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Always taking stuff in. That when I sent that, I was like, well, this fit, this works for it. You know what I mean? Not seeing that it's the perfect thing for it. Like we can't unhear it. Once you hear it, it's like, oh shit, that goes with that. And yeah, we showed it to a few other people and they were just before we dropped it, by the way, and they were just like humming it back to us. Like I had people singing it already back to me, and I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. Like I had a feeling. So like not even just I'm just excited, mostly. I'm not even trying to be like tooting my own horn here, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it was just fun. It
I
was a
just
really
hope it
fun process.
really. I just hope it really
I'm trying to
reaches the
like
right people. 'Cause it's so
I hope it translates that like it was such a fun song to make that
yeah.
that's what came out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it sounds fun. It's fun to listen to, and it's just so fresh too. It's just like, it was just like when I put that on, I was just like, and it's inspiring too because it's not like I think, oh, I want to write a song just like that. It's
mm,
just that it's inspiring because of the passion that when you can tell went into it. You know what I mean?
Totally, man.
It just is just like, yeah, this is it, man. This is it. I'm
And
really
that's what you're saying is what I got from other songs to help me write this one, you know? So you're totally right. Like I'm always looking for that, like, oh, like something to inspire me to make me want to like just the other day, I was watching a movie that was scored by MGMT, and and it was cool because it was a lot of their songs that I already knew. But then there was this one song in there that I didn't know, and I was like, "Oh, dude, this sounds like super post punk," you know. And I think it's like it's one of their more recent songs. But it inspired me to go sit down and like just kind of work on something that kind of embodies kind of something similar, you know.
mm,
I get inspired by vibes, man. Like I don't know. I want to recreate vibe. I want to just create a feeling, you know, when you hear something. So
mm,
that's where
mm,
that emotion comes from. I'm just like, you better feel this shit, you know,
yeah,
motherfucker. Yeah.
I
So
tell
that's
you, man.
basically it's fun, man. Like we have a bunch of other ones that are coming out too. Kind of you know, same idea. Like I wrote them all around the same time and just really having a good time with sound, you know, like you give me a sound, I'll give you something back, and then boom, James will finalize it and you
Uh,
know present. Then we can present it. But that's basically what it is, man. It's a fun thing,
yeah.
and it's also
Well,
cool
that
when like things come out that like I don't have another song until my full length because I'm working on a full length right now. By the way,
is that right?
yeah, like
Mm,
it's gonna have all the songs that I just released recently, like
yeah.
Life Stand, Sex Club, Purgatory, and but I'm also like finishing the writing on some like a batch of like songs and also writing, giving myself time right now during the holidays, you know, just like kind of boom, boom, hashing stuff out, seeing if something else comes out that needs to be in the full length, you know,
Mm,
because
mm,
that's
mm.
kind of what all my stuff right now is like super fresh. Like it's not all the stuff in the full length. I just started dropping the first song last year, which is kind of about, you know, a good time like to work on an album, you know, about a year for me at least. Like I usually give myself a good year to kind of put something together. But I wasn't rushing on this one. I don't know. And then I started working with James and now my catalog's slowly building up. So
Mm.
it's gonna be a fully mixed and mastered James thing too. So that's gonna be exciting. It's
Oh,
gonna be all
sweet.
cohesive. Like
Oh man, I'm looking forward
uh
to that.
I'm really excited. I have some songs that like I'm working on now. Things are happening that I'm like, how is this happening? Like there's this one song that a part of Sex Club comes back, you know, like a reprise kind of thing. Like
Oh, nice.
just
Yeah.
like a yeah, dude. And I don't know how that happened. I was just writing it, and then it came to me, and I was like, oh shit, this is perfect. So some of my lyrics come back that people know already from another song, and it's like,
Oh,
ooh,
nice. Yeah. That
spicy. So I
I
love that
love
about
when albums
albums. Like
do
making
that.
an
Yeah.
album is different, man. It's
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm cutting things out that are good. You know, the song is good. It's not a bad song, but I'm like, it doesn't fit this little batch that I want to give
Yeah.
people, you know, this little gift
And
that I'm
are
wrapping.
you gonna stretch out and get a little bit weird there in a couple songs?
Yes. No, nothing is super. It's
I
not
I know you told me about
uniform.
that one instrumental that you have when you were on
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
shooting stuff.
So this record I think is mostly gonna be like it's gonna be a clubbier record because a lot of my other stuff has been more like what you're saying, like either
Mm,
rock or experimental or just a little more spacey.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is gonna be way more like four on the floor, you know,
Okay.
kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Um, just dance like this. I want this to be like a record that I can just give to people, DJs even, and be like, here, if you need, just kind of give it to them. Like, here, just take this record and spin it at like goth night or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
just like dance night or club night or just fucking, you want to make people dance, play one of these songs, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of what the vibe that I'm going for with this record. And so, and it's not just dancing, it's this vibe. Like, I want to have this vibe where I just want to make people move, you know?
Mm,
That's the
mm,
goal right now to make
yeah.
someone just, you know, like how rock bands, it's like if you got the dudes fucking headbanging and shit, it's like, okay, you got something going. And I feel like
Well,
for me, if
good.
I have
Yeah.
people moving and they can't not move, it's like I got them, you know? So that's the goal right now for this record. But it's really cool that, I mean, I'm thinking like beginning of next year, you know, I'll talk to you again. I'll be back on the show to promote it and
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
But
Yeah, yeah,
uh it was really cool to have a drop right now. You know, while I'm not working on anything, it's like, oh shit, I'm on release radar, you know?
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
pretty cool. So
Well,
yeah, man,
I
props
love
to,
this one.
just want to give a shout out to James and to
James and
Misery.
Misery. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, because
you guys make a great team. Yeah.
yeah, thank you, man.
It's I mean, too, it was just like also was just like when I heard this song, I just had so much gratitude that like you guys are my you know, like friends, you know what I mean? Like the fact that I can pick up the phone and be like or just I know you'll do this and we can talk about the
Uh-huh.
song. It's crazy because it's like this is like one of my favorite songs of the year. I'm not talking about
Thank you,
like
man.
independent artists or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm
Thank
just
you,
like,
man.
I feel like things are getting to the level. It's really exciting for me because it's like the people that I know are doing stuff that I really think is the best
Is
music
top
out
notch.
there. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
tell James
Some
this
of the
all the
best
time.
music
I'm
out
like,
there.
shit, we're getting good, man. Like we're
Yeah.
doing it so much. I was telling James that like we're doing, because our process is getting smoother, dude, like really
Mm-hmm.
smooth. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, dude, we're all getting really fucking good at this shit, you know? Like
yeah.
um what you're hearing there is like, I had recorded vocals last year for it. And that was like the first demos we did and stuff. And recently, not that long ago, I would say like 2 months ago, uh, Misery came back to me and he's like, dude, I hate to do this, but would you mind recording the vocal again? And I've never say no to that, dude. Like to me, I'm always like, if I did it once, I could do that shit again. And I could also maybe even get it a little better, you know, or
Yeah.
have a little more tuning, or instead of having to edit later and stuff, I could
Mhm.
try to get it the way we get it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm so happy I did that because my recording got better in a year. My
Oh, I'm
my like
sure. Yeah.
I treated my room a little bit more, like it sounds a little, the sound kind of gets trapped in here. And even James and them were like, "What have you done?" And I'm like, "Dude, I just put up a bunch of tapestries and stuff and like it's really helping my sound out
Yeah.
and whatever." And he's like, they're like, "Keep doing what you're doing." So that's what you're hearing. Like that, I love that you said that, man, because that we're really trying, I think all of us are really trying to just perfect our game.
Mm.
Everyone that I know that you're saying is, it's just so exciting to be like, this is my friend, dude,
Yeah, yeah,
putting
yeah,
this like
yeah.
shit out, you know, like
It's
this is some
awesome.
shit.
Yeah.
I've had friends that I've hit up and I'm like, hey dude, like just letting you know, like this is a song that I would listen to. If I just heard it, I'd be like shazamming that shit. Like, so
Yeah.
keep it up, man. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm excited, man. Like really looking forward to all the work we're gonna put out. Because this year was a really productive year for all of us, man. We all put out a lot of good work.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of great songs were put out this year.
I'm curious. Wait, I got one more coming out December 8th
Oh shoot.
with James. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And
And that is
a lot of
called,
what
what's,
you said is happening with us too, you know, and
perfect.
they just keep getting better and
Hmm. I
crazy.
love that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, your last drops were fucking insane, by the way. Like really good stuff.
Oh, thank
So
you.
I'm excited to hear what you guys do next.
Yeah. But dude, thank you so much for doing this
Dude, of course.
with
Anytime,
me
man.
today.
Anytime.
I was like, because I was just thinking like, well, I have to like get you on the phone and like talk about it anyway because I fucking love
Yeah.
it so much.
Yeah, but you're like, let's might as well
Do the
record it.
show.
Yeah.
Just do the show.
Let's just do the show. Yeah, no, I've totally cool with that. I know that I'm a little more comfortable, like, you know, just kind of anytime type vibe, you know, just like, hey,
Yeah,
just shoot me,
that's how I
shoot
am.
me a
That's how
vibe, man.
let's go. Action. Let's go.
I'm like, and it's funny because I had been busy these past couple of days. That's why I was like, give me Wednesday, you know, and I'll be rested up and shit. So yeah,
Well,
man. Thank you,
thank you
dude.
so much, man. Love you. Love you.
I love you, buddy.
Keep on creating. You're fucking awesome.
Yep. And check out my music on all platforms, Kid Barrett. Thank you guys
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everyone who's already followed me from this place. Seriously, man. You have a lot of great friends and you talk to a lot of great people, by the way. So keep doing what you do because you're
Yeah.
doing great.
Well, I
Oh
love
man.
doing it, man. It's so much
Yeah,
fun.
I love it. I love every time I see you pop up. I'm like, my man's, you love it. So yeah, I can tell that. So appreciate you, man. Seriously.
Thanks, man.
Love you.